Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkey is with other family members right now, so he will not be a part of these videos, I don't think. Hopefully, he'll be back in the next one to make his cameo, but for now, I am bringing you your January monthly reading. So today, we are going to do your overall energy and get a card for that. And then we're gonna do the Yummy Celtic Cross spread today that lets us go super deep into your energies and see what's going on for the month of January. And then, if I can avoid throwing the cards everywhere, we will pull a final card and give the Scorpio collective a message at the end. Do keep in mind these are general readings. Take only what resonates and leave the rest. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, or north node readings for additional context and texture. And if you'd like a personal reading or to connect on social media and for all other events, check the description below. Be sure you like, comment, subscribe, and engage. Check out my lives here on the channel. We're just going to have an amazing year. And happy birthday to our Capricorns here. That's why I'm wearing the cappy. I'm wearing the cappy cap today in honor of our Capricorn birthdays out there. So happy birthday to Capricorns. All right, Scorpio, getting into your energy. I almost started the reading, but let's get your overall energy. This is the Sacred Traveler Oracle, and we're going to get you one card from here, and it's this one coming up. You got Embracing Enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Wow, Scorpio, you're being encouraged to celebrate. So you might be having some big plans for ringing in the new year. There might be a celebration or some birthdays. You may have some Capricorns in your life or someone that you're going to be celebrating. But maybe just being enthusiastic about life. You know, here in the Northern Hemisphere, when it's winter, days are shorter, we need to find those moments each day where we can really embrace something beautiful, those few moments of sun or whatever we can get. So that could be it too, just a general feeling of putting your face to the sun, getting outside a little bit and trying to enjoy some of the stillness of the winter, right? If you're in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, by all means, enjoy your sunshine, right? Okay, so Scorpio, your current energy is the Hierophant. So interesting, that's Taurus energy. So some of you might want to check that in your charts. And the challenge energy crossing that is the Nine of Cups. I think some of you are up against traditions in maybe your family or just habits and maybe routines in your life that you want to change. And I think you might be having a little bit of a hard time because it may go against someone's traditions or your own. Some of you may be wanting to create something that doesn't quite align with something you've done before. So it might feel and seem a little out of the ordinary for you. Let's see. Your needed focus is the Six of Wands. You're meant to be celebrating. Whatever it is that you're doing that breaks tradition or that possibly even embraces tradition in a new way is being encouraged here. All eyes are on you, that's for sure. Some of you may be doing some important ancestral work here as well. All eyes are on you. You're meant to be celebrating. You're leaving behind in the past the Chariot. This is Cancerian related energy. Maybe the feeling of having to carry the torch for your family in some way, shape, or form, or continue on at a job in the same way that you have before. Maybe you come from a long line of lawyers and you're breaking the mold and you're going to be a doctor or do something different, right? I'm just using a very simple example there. I think you're really, you're still holding on to some past energies with like one hand, but that's really it. And I think you're prepping to let go from what I can see in these energies. Now, in the future energy, you get the Two of Swords, and it's going to feel maybe for a little while like a bit of a balancing act where you're kind of in between worlds, okay? So whatever it is you're doing, if you're doing ancestral healing, you're changing a tradition, you're taking on a different job than someone else, that may be the case for you. Something like that, like your family may have expected you to do one thing and you're going and doing something else. It may feel like a bit of a tightrope for a minute, but I think that's going to be passing energy because it's going to illuminate a lot for you. And then in your place of strength and power, you get the King of Swords. This is a hell of a lot of clarity. It's confidence. It's knowing that you know without a doubt that you have made the right choice and that you can stand in that embodied position. I really like the not only knowledge, but the wisdom that I do feel from that card, especially knowing what you're up against here. It feels a bit on the big side, right? A bit of a big shift in your life or a pattern being broken. And then here for your support and allies, you get the Eight of Wands. So more fire energy coming in, transformative energy coming in to support you. And I think you're working well with these energies, Scorpio. Actually, they might pull you a little bit up out of the depths and make you feel a little more aloof and like you know things are moving, but like the plane is out of control kind of feeling. You have some navigating to do here for sure in this reading, but I see this being a very abundant opportunity for you to embrace the support that you have around you and use it to maximize your potential. In your environment, you get the Eight of Swords. This is self-imposed stress. Okay, so we want to be careful of that. We're going to have to get clarifiers there because I'm not getting a huge pull or setback there. I just feel like it's something that likely needs to be cleared out. In your hopes and fears, you have the Strength card, Leo energy, an energy that is quite resoundingly saying here, you absolutely are strong enough. You're absolutely the one to do this. You're the one to take this new path. You're the one to set the momentum going in a different direction. You're no longer going to be trapped in expectation. And then there's this element of courage. There's this element of courage through healing and through this way that you're going to be. And that's different from your family or your ancestry or people in your workplace, okay? And then for the potential outcome, you have the Knight of Cups. That's a very beautiful, active energy moving from the heart space outward to others. It very much is an offering. You have something quite lovely to give here. You have quite the lovely thing to share. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how you get there. And that's why we do these readings, so you can get a little heads up on, okay, where might be some of the stumbling blocks? Where might some of those things be so that I can work on clearing them out? You know, the point of my readings is to elevate you beyond anything that would hold you back from what you're meant to do. Let's look at this Hierophant. So we're considering it's Taurus energy. That could be your own chart energy. That could be energy in someone around you. You get the Page of Wands and the Six of Swords. This Taurus energy, now that I see it with these two cards, it feels quite supportive of what you're trying to do. I feel like this is something that you've been looking to transform in your life for quite some time. Perhaps this is just an expectation that you're overcoming. Some of you could have just recently overcome some sort of expectation and you have a nice boundary in place from like the holidays and people's expectations around that. Whatever it is, it's bringing you a heck of a lot more peace of mind especially. And it just feels like you're going into 2025 like demanding more peace and demanding more harmony in your life. Now, the challenge being the Nine of Cups. let's see. I need clarifiers here, but it feels to me like you may not be sure if somebody's going to give you the proper credit here for what you're doing. And maybe you're hinging some of your thoughts or your beliefs. It could be where the Eight of Swords is coming from on what is the response of this one person. Like, okay, what's grandfather gonna think, you know? And because I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do something totally different than my family has done, right? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're like going out, people just think you're nuts. You quit your 9 to 5 and you're going out on this, you know, mission. And, you know, and there's a lot of concern, especially about what one or two characters thinks and how they'll acknowledge you for what you're doing. But you have the strength to do it. And now you have the Queen of Swords, right? So not only do you have that very overt external clarity, and you're seen as an expert in whatever it is you're doing, you also have the subtle underlying confident energies of the Queen of Swords. Now, at times, she can be unapologetically cold. And I know, Scorpio, sometimes when you're in those depths, that might be a little bit of an issue. If you can really work and think about that potential outcome with the Knight of Cups of just coming from your heart, even when you're speaking with the people who might, you know, not be a fan of what you're doing because they don't hold the same vision you hold. They can't see what you can see. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. That even more so should give you the momentum to do it. I almost get like a tell me I can't do it and then I'll go prove you wrong kind of energy here, you know? Let's look at this Six of Wands for you, the Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Yes, because whatever you're setting out to do or change, whatever dynamic and pattern, that tradition that you're changing here, this has to do with the heart. This has to do with you being able to enjoy love and flow in your life and have the kind of exchanges that fill your heart, and that when you're around people, some of you may be working on cutting a certain person out of your life, okay? So that could be the case. You may be going through a period of time where you're going to take time from maybe a toxic relative or something like that, or a toxic job situation here, because everything is returning to the heart and you're meant to be seen doing what you love. You're meant to be known and seen and celebrated doing what you love. And if there's people in your life who cannot support that, then there may be this letting go. And that's kind of what I'm seeing in these past energies of what you're trying to leave behind. She's holding on to the Chariot with only one hand here. So any kind of means of trying to control the way other people see this or exactly how it plays out, I think you're letting that go because you know in your heart of hearts you're supposed to be doing this. You've already heard, you know, me speak a couple queens here, a king. We've got elevated energy coming in for you, and that's most auspicious for you stepping into your own power. For the Chariot in the past, you get the Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Some of you may be changing up a living space. Some of you may be moving out or making changes with who you're living with or where you're living. You could be making a big move to a new area, and maybe that people don't understand that. Maybe you come from a town where your whole family lives there and now you're breaking the mold and you're moving away. For some of you, that could be the case here. And it honestly looks very good for you that you are going to let go of the way things have been structured before, and you're going to let it end, right? And it probably is, Scorpio, you feel things very deeply. It's probably going to feel pretty strong to you. It's probably going to feel pretty heavy at times because you are one of the deepest, if not the most deep feeler in the zodiac, right? And you can really get down in there. So, yeah, You're going to do this though. Let's look at this Two of Swords, this tightrope walk in the future, the Hermit and the Seven of Swords. So there may be a little something, some sort of going on that does send you kind of into having to navigate this tightrope and kind of tiptoe along this tightrope for a little while. You may need to go into hermit mode and have some time for yourself. The Hermit is also connected to Virgo energy, so you could check that out in your chart. You may need some time to analyze some things. This may be a part of your new direction, a part of your new job or career that you've chosen. And in order for you to navigate the new, you're going to have to leave some of the previous thoughts or ways of thinking about things behind. And you may have to leave certain people behind, at least for the time being. It doesn't mean necessarily you'll be cutting them out of your life forever, but there may be this time, especially in January, where you just need to be. And the Hermit's a beautiful card for, you know, winter time and going inward and constantly checking in with that introspection. I do feel the King of Swords is much more of an outward character here, so you have a little bit of both. And maybe that's what you're trying to find the balance of how much do you show up and give in these certain areas of your life, and when do you pull back and make sure that you're taking the time to analyze the situation and that things are progressing in the most healthy manner, right? Let's look at this King of Swords in your place of power and embodiment. The Eight of Pentacles, and there's that Six of Wands again, where you have it in your needed focus. It's also a place of power for you. Whatever you're doing, whatever work you're putting into something, you are meant to be seen. You are meant to be, your passion and desire is meant to be out there. Now, whether it's you or a product you're creating, that is very much on the outward, being shown to the world, coming out. I see that you're no stranger to working hard for something that you're passionate about. You have all the you definitely have all the information and knowledge here with this King of Swords. You definitely have all of that. It's just a matter of we got to let go these other energies that aren't going to be supportive of this endeavor, whatever this is for you. Some of you could be going through tryouts for something, a team, or it almost makes me think of like the NFL draft. I don't know. I was thinking about that, and I don't think that's in January. I think that comes later, right? After the Super Bowl and all that, right? Where all the teams land. And then, so that's really interesting to me that I'm picking up something like that. What you're going through in January, this could be just a signifier that it will play out later on in the year. And we'll be looking at each month as we go. So in your place of support and allies, where you had the Eight of Wands, you get the Page of Swords and the Lovers. For some of you, this is meaning new partnerships, needing to sever the old partnerships that no longer support you in that mature, healthy way that you now need to be supported. And so there is, with that Page of Swords, going to be some cutting and clearing of some things or some people. Like I said, some of you might be kind of moving on from a person. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. To me, it feels like the timing is quite right for this. So some of you may be overcoming separations, and you may have had to move as a consequence of that, or there could have been a divorce or something like that. And you're kind of here in recovery mode, getting support. I do feel also like there is a lot of love around you. A lot of love from possibly even ancestors on the other side. You feel very surrounded to me and very held by the people who love and care about your highest good, and that things work out for you for the best. We got to look at this Eight of Swords in your environment, because this is self-imposed stress, stressful thinking. The Three of Swords and the Devil. Ooh, la 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 la, Scorpio. We just landed on exactly probably your biggest work for the month of January. There is some pain here. And whatever you're stressing yourself out about may have to do with a breakup or leaving someone behind or some pain caused by that. Just because we get physically distanced from somebody doesn't always mean that we're going to then all of a sudden just feel better. Sometimes there is that little boost, but other times there's things to still clear out. And if this happens to be like family related or ancestral related, it may take a little time to clear it out. Capricorn energy comes in with the devil, but also with this 8 of Swords and 3 of Swords, I honestly think you may be or may have sabotaged yourself a little bit. You may have some dialogue going on inside the mind that's a bit sabotaging here. That maybe you're trying to protect yourself, you're trying to control, have some form of control over the situation and are trying to protect yourself with your thoughts here, or almost like sabotaging yourself to the degree of like, well, I'll kind of sabotage and hurt myself so that I don't feel the pain caused by them. Because remember, you're feeling very deeply, you're very deeply feeling person, individual, being. And so there is kind of this, you know, if I just, you know, go ahead and point out all the reasons to myself why I'm a failure, then anybody else who comes in and tries to tell me that it won't hurt as bad or something like that. There's a little bit of this energy, very sneaky, not the healthiest energy that I would definitely recommend working on. And since that's coming up in your environment, for others of you, this could represent a person in your environment that has hurt you, that is soon to be out of your environment or needs to come out of your environment because they do not support a healthy headspace for you. They're a very mentally taxing person, overbearing person. So that could be it for some of you. That may not be your own doing, although that 8 of Swords is self-imposed. So that would mean this person is using that, taking advantage and abusing you through your own self-sabotage, which is nasty business and sounds very toxic. So that could be the case here. And perhaps that's what's shifting here. For the Strength card in your hopes and fears, you get the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. More tough energies here. You're hoping that you have the strength to walk away to heal this pain with this 3 of Swords that you got here. And that you can do so and still be like financially secure. So whatever you're breaking away from, like let's say it's your family and you're taking this risk, and maybe mom and dad are saying, well, if you're going to do this, we're not going to support you financially. Some of you could be in that phase of life, right? Where you're breaking loose of that and you're a little concerned about, am I going to have enough? Am I going to be okay? Am I going to have a home? You know, how's this going to turn out? And for others of you, this could be you've left a 9-to-5 and you're setting out as an entrepreneur, and you're starting to have those feelings of like there's excitement, but there's also, oh my gosh, what have I done? You know, what am I going to do now? When is the money going to come in? When is the resource going to show up for me here? If I walk away from everything I'm used to, right? If I really do leave behind this relationship. For some of you, if you're in a marriage and, you know, the other partner was supporting you, that could be the case. But sometimes, you know, I heard a very inspirational woman speak at my Business by Design live conference back earlier in December, and she was leaving a very unhealthy marriage and had made her choice, and the husband or the ex had asked, well, what's your plan B? And to which she responded, there is no plan B. And 1 year later, she's created this amazing business and is growing miles and leaps and bounds and is doing amazing. So, you know, Scorpio, moving forward when there is no plan B, that's what I'm going to call this. There is no plan B for you, because that's what's going on here. And you know it's the right thing to do, though. That's been shown again and again through here. The Knight of Cups in the potential outcome is clarified by the Two of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is you saying, hey, I'm going to take things slower when it comes to relationships and big life decisions in the future. I'm going to take things slower. I'm going to make sure that they're aligned with my values. I'm going to make sure that they're the kind of person that I can trust, that is willing of giving my love to, of giving my time and energy to. And when you're making big moves like this, whether it be from a job, a person, or a family member, these are absolutely things you come face to face with here. So this is a big transitional month for some of you here, where you're going to be working out these different things. I do see you hopeful in this outcome, looking forward to the future, like the world is in your hands, which is that original card of embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Let yourself celebrate even the smallest milestone. Scorpio, let's get a card from the Magical Drum Oracle to close off your reading today. And Scorpio, you got number 27, Ruhata, the God of Decay. This is about transformation, letting go, moving forward, and possibly unexpected changes, new beginnings. Endings are the necessity that allow the newness to come in, and that's what you're going through here. And I'll just hold the card several different ways and let you look upon the image there. These are very, very magical Norse images. And I definitely love the idea of letting things die. You had that you're leaving behind in the past. You're letting things go that no longer serve you, no matter what kind of role they have played in your life, it be a person, a job. If it doesn't serve your highest good, if it doesn't see you being celebrated and valued and honored, you are not doing it. And I think that's such an important transformation in one's life. Scorpio, thank you so much for joining this reading today. It was my pleasure to do it, and I can't wait to see you at the next one.